Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first edition of the Bobcat Sports Network, where we will discuss men's and women's sports related news at Saddleback College and across the nation. My name is Nick Kadajian.
And I'm Pablo Piñones, and we've got a great show for you guys here today. We're so excited to get started, so without further ado, I'll hand it over here to my boy Nick with the first topic of the day.
The Super Bowl just concluded its NFL season finale this past Sunday between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. And it was the Seattle Seahawks blowing out the Patriots and securing the Super Bowl victory with the final score of 29-13. What a game. Now, personally, as a Steeler fan, I'm a bit bummed out that my team didn't make it, but the future's looking bright for us. Earlier this week, before the game, we asked you guys for your honest thoughts on the matchup, if you had been watching the games, and who you thought would win. So, let's take a look and see if your predictions were right. The Super Bowl is on its way. It's coming up this Sunday, February 8th, in San Francisco against the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks, and we want your predictions. So we are here at the Saddleback College Quad to get your thoughts, reactions, if you've watched football before, and your predictions on who you think is going to win this historic matchup. And who do you think is going to win?
I think it's going to be Seattle.
My name is Joshua.
And who do you think is going to win?
I think the Seahawks are going to win. You know, from being Seattle myself, I feel like we have a really good chance to beat the Patriots.
My name's Josh.
Do you have any plans for the Super Bowl?
Yes, so my dad's a huge football fan, so most likely I'll just be spending time with the family and him.
Do you have a prediction for us?
Yes, the Patriots.
I'm Clayton Arkeen.
Do you have any plans for the upcoming Super Bowl?
I'm actually going to Pittsburgh.
All right, who you got for the Super Bowl?
So I think it's the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are going to win.
Now, before we get back to the interviews, I wanted to talk a little bit about how the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks got to the Super Bowl. The Seahawks had one of the most incredible seasons of their careers, and they ended up getting the #1 seed, the best seed in the NFC. They beat the San Francisco 49ers, and they beat the LA Rams, both division rivals, to get to the Super Bowl.
My name is Daniel Nicanor.
And do you watch football at all?
Oh yes, I'm a huge Patriots fan, been a fan since the Tom Brady, Edelman, and Gronkowski era.
And so you must be rooting for the Patriots this Super Bowl then.
Absolutely, I think Drake May, Stephon Diggs, and Hunter Henry, they're like the new next generation.
Meanwhile, on the New England Patriots side, they are being led by their second-year young hot start, Drake May, who's been the talk of the season. They beat the Chargers, they beat the Houston Texans, and they beat the Denver Broncos, the #1 Denver Broncos, in the championship game to get to the Super Bowl. This is looking like a really good matchup. Let's head back to the interviews to see what you guys think.
My name's Nate Kalina.
Do you watch football?
I do. I watch a ton of football.
You got a prediction for us?
The Seahawks are going to do it. If I had to do a score prediction as well, absolute blowout Seahawks.
Troy.
What's your prediction?
Honestly, I'm going to go Seahawks for this one.
My name's Cohen.
And what is your prediction?
I'm going to say Seattle Seahawks. Got to go with the Seahawks.
And that concludes the interviews for today. We got a total of 14 interviews. 11 of you voted for the Seahawks and 3 of you voted for the Patriots. I'd like to close off with my prediction now. So I think the Seahawks are going to win. It is going to be a low-scoring game. I'm going to say 17-14 Seattle, and they will get their second Super Bowl since 2013. Back to you in the studio. Looks like your predictions were right. Now, thank you guys so much for your thoughts, your intakes. A lot of you guys did end up watching football, which I was a bit surprised about. For Saddleback College not being a big sports thing, you guys have been right about it. It was a bit of a boring game as well. So only 12 points scored in the first 3 quarters. And it was just defense after defense after defense. And then it was just kind of boring. But Seattle did win. At least the halftime show was good.
Yeah, it was a pretty good show. Bad Bunny put on an excellent performance. But yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah. It was a pretty good show.
Well, looks like we're gonna have to head to commercial now. Coming up next, we'll have an interview with the head coach. We'll do some sports updates from next week, and we'll have a news segment. Stay tuned right after this.
I'm planning on graduating with an Associate's in Science and Electronics. My favorite thing about Saddleback is the technology offered in the classes. If anyone was considering attending, I would highly recommend it. The campus is beautiful. It's in a great location. The teachers are amazing. The programs are second to none. After I graduate from Saddleback College, it will further enhance my career and open up other opportunities for job promotion. Saddleback College was the right college for me.
The creative arts are around us in so many capacities, whether it's shows that we watch or visual art that we enjoy.
You are going to be working at what you're pursuing every class.
Learn more about the School of Arts, Media, Performance, and Design at saddleback.edu.
Welcome back to the Bobcat Sports Network. I hope you all are enjoying the show. Now let's head on to Pablo with the Saddleback College scores and updates from this past week. What do we miss?
Thanks, Nick. Last week, men's baseball went 2-1 with a loss at home against Southwestern and 2 wins, 1 on the road against Palomar and 1 at home versus Moore Park. Softball went 2-2 with 2 wins on the road against Cuesta and Monterey Peninsula in Cuesta College and 2 losses on the road against Citrus and Cuesta. Finally, men's basketball went 1-1 with a win on the road against Irvine Valley College and a loss on the road against Riverside. And women's basketball went 1-1 with the loss on the road against Irvine Valley College and a win on the road against Riverside. Back to Nick for upcoming games at Saddleback.
Thanks, Pablo. This week, some Saddleback College teams will begin their seasons. Flag football kicks off on February 11th versus Ventura College. Women's beach volleyball will start on February 12th at Santa Barbara and versus Ventura in Santa Barbara. Finally, men's and women's track starts on February 14th against Soka Indoor. Back to Pablo for an interview with the Saddleback College baseball coach.
Earlier this week, we had the pleasure of meeting with Coach Summer McCartney of the Saddleback College baseball team. We spoke to him about his time at Saddleback as the coach, how his journey started from playing college ball to playing for the then named Florida Marlins, now known as the Miami Marlins, and being the assistant coach to winning a state championship back in 2024, and what he looks forward to bringing to the table this year in his 15th season as a head coach. We really hope to see him answer how he can manage to bring up these young players and put them up on the big screen on MLB Network, on the stadiums, that way we can buy their jerseys and hopefully have their names on the back of us. Now, play the tape.
My name is Summer McCartney. I'm the head baseball coach at Saddleback College. I teach kinesiology and health here, and this is my 15th year as head coach, 20th year as full-time faculty at Saddleback College.
Experience plays a major role in building a competitive baseball program. At Saddleback College, that experience shows through preparation, accountability, and attention to detail. From daily practices to game day execution, the focus remains on fundamental consistency and development at every level of the roster.
It was a great experience for me to work under Coach Hodges. He'd been here, I think he coached here for 21 years. Very intelligent mentor. I learned a lot from him, how to get the players to practice at game speed so that when you play the game, it's easy. He handed off a great program to me and facility, and I think we've made some improvements over the years since I've been here. I think winning a state title in 24 was important too for the program and for the college. I didn't feel pressure, I just felt like it's my obligation when I'm done and there's a new head coach that hopefully I left it in a good hands for someone else to continue to grow the program. You know, right now we've lost 2 games in a row and it's like, okay, well, what are we gonna do to get back on track? We've won our first 4, then we've lost 2. Now, what are we gonna do to get back on track? There's accountability, you know, in teaching, making sure we hold our players accountable. For the last 6 years, we've had the highest GPA in the state of California, our baseball program. So I expect that on the field as well, you know, to be coachable, to work hard, attention to detail. We're still working on that. Yeah.
Consistency remains a key focus for Saddleback College baseball as the season continues. Day by day, The emphasis stays on preparation, discipline, and execution, both on the field and in practice. Every drill, every rep, and every game situation serves a purpose in developing players and reinforcing team standards.
We're really proud of the players that we've developed while they're here. We've had one in the big leagues and we have 4 in Pro Bowl right now. I mean, I think it's a lot of young men's dream to play Major League Baseball, right? And it's so hard. It's like 1% of, there's only been 20,000 major leaguers ever. To get kids at that level to help them become a pro is awesome. It's incredible. On the other side, we've had so many kids go get their college degrees because of baseball as well. That's huge. I think last year we had 13 or 14 players move on to four-year schools. Really the important part is helping them move on. That's why, junior college is the way to go.
Hey, well, Sommer and his team started the season 4-0, lost 2 in a row, unfortunately, by the time we interviewed him, then won 2 in a row and are currently 6-2 with their next matchup coming this Thursday at Cuesta College, hoping to lead this team to another state championship. Hopefully, because we were there, he wins another game.
I know. It was a pleasure meeting him. It was a pleasure meeting you, Summer. Best of luck to you and your team, and hope to get that championship this year. When we come back, we'll close the show with a new segment, then sign off with a preview of what to expect. Stay tuned after these messages.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for tuning in to the Bobcat Sports Network. We would like to close off the show with a segment called Breaking News and More, where we go over sports news from the past month and what we think of it. Starting in the MLB, on January 10th, it was announced that the Boston Red Sox, Alex Bregman, was leaving and going to Chi-Town on a 5-year, $175 million deal. Now everybody who follows Major League Baseball knew at that very moment that the Cubs signing Bregman was their way of saying, hey, back off. We're going to have to let Kyle Tucker go. And that did happen a couple weeks later, and they ended up with the sunny California Los Angeles Dodgers for a whopping $240 million 4-year deal. Now over to Nick with NFL news.
All right. Now that the NFL season is over, Clint Kubiak, the Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator, who's coming off of that Super Bowl victory against the Patriots, is now signing with the Las Vegas Raiders to be the head coach, bringing his talents from Seattle to Las Vegas in a multi-year deal. This is going to be a great job for them. They are going to be drafting with the first pick this year, and they'll be getting Fernando Mendoza of the Indiana Hoosiers. Back to Pablo with more baseball news.
Similar to a quarterback, a starting pitcher needs a good arm, such as Framber Valdez, who just signed a 3-year, $115 million contract with the Detroit Tigers, hoping to get that postseason push while they have Tarek Subel for one last year, since, to be honest with you, I don't think they're going to sign him again. Finally, back to Nick for NBA trades.
Finally, the NBA trade deadline was last Thursday, and some notable trades that happened were Anthony Davis being traded to the Washington Wizards, Jaren Jackson Jr. from the Memphis Grizzlies traded to the Utah Jazz, and finally, James Harden of the Clippers traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And that looks like that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you for the next episode.
See ya.
Yeah.